So in the last session, we completed like how to create a function, how to call a function with parameters and a function without parameters. Here only you can write function with without. The next one is like a function with without a written value or not. These things we discussed. These things we discussed or not. Yes, no. Up to okay, everyone. Okay. So how to create a function? Can anyone tell me? Come on. DEF syntactically how it looks like. You can define a function. How we can define a function? Function name, function representation, and then the function body or not. Inside the function, just 1, 2, 3, 4 indentation. Here, how many statements you can write? If you want how many statements, that many statements we can write it. So these statements come under this particular function or not. So these two statements are like inside this fn function or not. This is the way you can create a function. Yes, or how to call the function? Any programming language you can take it. Call the function is like say. The syntax is like say. How you can call it? Like this we can call it or not. Like this we can call it. Now tell me, anywhere, if you see the code like this, if you see this statement, anywhere, what do you think about the A? What is the type of A? What is the type of
Function.
it? Is like a function or not? Any programming language you can take it. If you see this kind of syntax, here two sections are there. One is like A, another one is like call. Two sections we have. The first section A, right? Okay, the second one is like call, leave it. First of all, if A, first see the execution I'm telling, it is looking for what? First looking for A. If A not there, if A not there, what is the error? Here two sections we have. Okay, this is the actual code. Here it is converted like two sections. This is the one and this one. First this section, if you observe, A section, first looking for what? A. If A not there, if A not there, what is the error? If A not there, what is the error? Come on.
A
Name
prototype.
is name A is not defined. This is the error or not? Yes or no? Possibilities I'm talking about. Anywhere, if you see the code like this, that particular statement converted two sections. First section A there or not there, it is going to check. Okay, if A is not there, the error is like name A is not defined. Okay, if A is there, then the time, if A is there, come on, if A is there, that time, possibilities. If A is there, come on, if A is there, come on, if A is there, what it's going to do? Okay, now A is there. Okay, so now it go to the next level statement or not. Okay, so if A is there, call A or not. Now, if you call A, my A should be what? Come on,
Function.
A is there, A
Function.
call. So if it is call A should be what? A should be a function or not? Should be a function. Yes or no? Okay, if A is not a function, okay, call A, right? Here two sections again. A is a function, A is not a function. A is not a function. Then the time, what is the error? A is not a function. What is the error? Huh? If A is not a function, A is not a function, then the term error is what?
Not call.
A is not callable, right? Callable or not? Yes or no? The next one, A is a function. Then the time execute, execute the function, A function body or not? Yes or no? Execute A function. That's okay, fine. Understood, everyone? Whenever you see this statement anywhere, any programming language, it is not only Python. If you see this particular statement in any programming language, okay, you can convert that one into two sections. One is like Another one is like a call. First looking for if is not there, itself not there, it is not go to this level, immediately gives me an error. What is that? Name A is not defined. Now A is there. If A is there, then the time it is not throws any error and it is going to call it or not. Whenever it is going to call, okay, now looking for what? A is not a function. If A is not a function, then the time it gives me an error, right? Like what? A is not callable. If A is a function, now it is going to execute that function body or not. Yes or no? Agreed, everyone? Hmm? All are okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next one, function with without parameters. You know that function with without parameters. Now our discussion also about this one only. Okay, how many types of arguments you can pass it? That is our next level discussion. Now I have a function. You can call a function, right? While calling a function, you can pass some data also or not. So my question is very simple, straight question. How to pass the data to the function while calling? How we can pass the data to the function while calling? Hmm? Can I pass or give the data to the function? Can I give the data to the function? Yes or no? Can I give the data to the function? It is not only Python. Just think any programming language. I have a function is there. Can I pass the data to the function or not? Possibility there or not there? Yes, we can pass the data or not. So if you pass the data, if you can pass the data, how we can pass the data to the function? Hmm?
Arguments.
Hmm? Using
Correct.
that's right.
Correct.
Parameters or not? Yes or no? Using parameters or not? Okay. Okay. What about return value? Tell me how. Okay. Can a function give the value back? Value back? Yes or no? Can one function give the value back? Yes, right.
Yes.
Okay. How it can give? Can give the value back, value or values. Here multiple values also you can give it or not. How one function give the values back to you? Come on.
Thank you.
Using return.
Written.
Using return or not. Okay, now one more question. Function call gives me what? Function call gives me what?
Written value.
Yeah, return value or not. Function call always gives me the return value or not. See, if you have a function call, okay, you can hold this function call value with one variable or not. So this is like a valid value, okay, valid statement or not. Yes or no? It is like a valid statement or not. Yes or no? Now tell me the val. Tell me the val. Okay, if a function has the written value, that is only the value, right? Val, right? If it is not written anything, what is my default value? Tell me in Python. What is my default value? None means nothing, right? None means no value, nothing or not. Yes or no? Agreed, everyone? Okay, now I have one more straight question. Can Python function return multiple values? Return multiple values? Yes, no. Can
Yes.
Python
Yes.
function return multiple values? Yes. It is not possible with some other programming languages, but with Python it is possible. We can write multiple values. How we can return multiple values? For example, this function only you can take it. Okay, return 1 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5, valid or invalid? This statement is like valid or invalid? 100% valid. 100% valid. Now if I call a function, tell me, function call gives me what?
Double.
Function call gives me what? Return value or not? How we can hold the return value? Function call gives me the return value. How we can hold the return value?
One variable.
Okay, with one variable or not? Yes or no? Can anyone tell me the type of val?
Double.
Tuple. tuple. Okay, any number of values you can return. Okay, that particular values you can get it like a tuple format like this or not. If you have a multiple values, if only one value is there, that value only can get it or not. So in Python can return multiple values. Okay, that return multiple values type is like a tuple or not. Agreed with me all? Are these things already we discussed or not in the last sessions? Yes or no? Okay. Okay, then let's move to the next level discussion. Okay, first terminology wise you have to remember few things. I'm going to write the terms. Okay, just you can spell out. One is like formal arguments. Okay, what is formal arguments, we'll see. Another one is like actual arguments. The next one is like positional arguments. Okay, the next one is like keyword arguments. The next one is like default arguments. Next one is like variable length arguments series. Okay, next keyword variable variable length arguments series. Okay, this terminology will spell out. First, formal arguments. Next, actual arguments. Arguments or parameters, you can say. Next, positional arguments. Next, keyword arguments. Next, default arguments. Next, variable length arguments. Next, keyword variable length arguments. Keyword variable length arguments. Okay, na? Keyword variable length arguments. Okay. Formal, actual, positional, keyword, default, variable length, and keyword variable length. Okay, na? Terminology wise. Okay, now let's come with one by one. What is formal arguments? Can anyone tell me? Formal arguments. Formal and actual arguments are like interrelated. Anyone knows what is formal arguments? Okay, don't worry. See, I'm going to write some statements. You only tell, is it like valid statement or not? Okay, na? Def sum a comma b. Okay, now print a plus b. It's valid statement or invalid statement? Tell me. Valid statement or invalid statement? Come on. 100%. 100% valid. Don't think more. It's like a normal function only. Okay, sum 10 comma 20. It's valid or invalid? Sum 10 comma 20. It's valid or 100% valid, right? Okay, now see here. My sum function take some arguments or not? How many arguments? How many arguments it's taking? Sum function take how many arguments or not? So this particular sum function expecting like two values or not? Yes or no? Here A and B just references. They are holding any kind of value or not? Now 10, 20, in future 100, 200, in future some other also or not? Yes or no? Possibility there or not there? Yes, no? Okay. At the time of function definition, you have to mention like this function is expecting how many values, like, okay, A, B, C, D, like this or not. At the time of calling this particular function, which values they required, you have to pass the values or not. So far, this syntax only, right? We used with parameters. While calling also, you pass the parameters list or not. Yes or no? But terminology wise, okay, we not discussed about what is A, what is B, what is 10, what is 20 or not. Yes or no? That time. Agreed or not? Okay, now see here. At the time of, okay, define a function, whatever the parameters you passed, okay, whatever the parameters you added, whatever the arguments you added, those arguments at the time of defining, okay, those arguments, terminology wise, we can say like a, okay, formal arguments. At the time of calling, okay, that particular arguments expecting some values, right? Those values you are passing or not, those values we can say like a actual arguments. Understood, everyone? Terminology wise, yes or no? You know this syntax already, we discussed. You know this syntax, yes or no? You know this syntax, but A, B, terminology wise, we can say like what? Formal arguments. Whatever the values you passed, those values we can say like what? Actual arguments or not, terminology wise. Agreed, everyone? Tell me. Yes or no? Up to here, okay or not? A comma B, we can say like a formal arguments. 10 comma 20, we can say like a actual arguments or not. Up to here, any questions? Up to here? Up to here, any questions, anyone? Okay. Okay, then. Now, this one, right? Positional arguments, keyword arguments, default, and variable length. Already, this one also we discussed, but we not use the terminologies like a positional arguments. Okay. Now, see. Can anyone tell me the answer? Sum of 10 comma 20 comma 30. What happened? 10, 20, 30. What happened? 10, 20, 30. What happened? If I write like this, what happened? Tell me. Come on. Will it work or it gives me an error?
Error.
Invalid syntax.
It is going to give the error or not? Okay, what is that error? Anyone remember? What is that error?
Missing arguments.
Okay. Now, can you open our workspace folder so that we can see that error name? Go to Python, Jupyter Notebook, open command prompt, Jupyter. Okay, can I create the new notebook? No notebook. Say okay. Untitled. Function spot to. Okay, right. I have a function sum a comma b. Okay, print a plus b. Okay, now here tell me a comma b we can say like what? A comma b we can say like what?
Formal argument.
Formal arguments.
Formal argument.
Or not. Okay, whenever I call 10 comma 20 here 10 comma 20 we can say like what? 10 comma 20
Actual argument.
actual arguments or not in Python. Okay, yes, it is working as expected. If I write like a sum, okay, 1 comma 2 comma 3, then what happened? Will it work or it gives me an error? It gives me an error. Okay, what is that error? Okay, now see this. Sum takes 2. See the term. What is that? Sum takes 2 positional arguments, but 3 given or not. Okay, that means what? Here positional arguments is nothing but simply you can understand like first position. Okay, one argument is there, you have to pass 10. Okay, second position, one more argument is there. Okay, you have to pass some value. Two positions only we have, but you supplied how many? Here we have two positions only. It is allow you pass the values for first position and second position only, but you passed, come on, first position value you passed, second position value also you passed, but third position value there or not there? Third position value there or not there? Here third position you pass the value, but here do we have any arguments to hold that one? No, right? So some take two positions, that means two positional arguments only, two arguments only you have. First position one parameter, one argument, second position one argument, but you supplied how many? But three you are given or not? That the reason it gives me an error or not. In this case positional argument is nothing but it is looks like formal only, but it is calculating positions. Okay, two positions you have, two values expecting. Other than that, if you pass some more or less, it gives me an error or not? Yes or no? Come on. Sum 1. Sum 1. Then what happened? Since sum 1 no, missing one required positional argument or not. In second position, B is there, but that is missing or not. Did you pass anything? Did you pass anything? Observe here. Did you pass anything? No, right? So terminology wise, if you observe positional argument here also positional argument or not. So at the time of defining a function, in the first position you are expecting, okay, in the parameters, okay, first parameter position, okay, first one. In the first position you are expecting one value, second position you are expecting one value. But more or less if you pass, then the time it gives me an error or not. So here A and B, there has two positions. Okay, first position, second position, two values it is expecting. If you pass more or less, then the time you can get the positional arguments error or not. Understood, everyone? Just it is going to check for the positions. First position, one argument is there, pass the value. Second position, one more argument is there, pass the value. Okay, more or less if you pass, then the time you can get the error. Agreed, everyone? Come on. So for good. Positional arguments, terminology wise, terminology can remember this syntax already, you know that one. So here A and B, now onwards if you see this particular error message, you can understand, right, what is positional argument. In the position, okay, there are two positions or there, two positional arguments are there, first position, second position. If you pass more or less, then that you can get the error. Now so far you don't know about this particular terminology, but now you can understand. Okay, some takes two positional arguments, two positions, two positional arguments, but how many given? Three given or not? Yes or no? Here some missing one required positional argument or not? B. Yes or no? Agreed? So for good? Yes or no? Got my point? All are agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is about positional arguments. What is the next one? Come on, what is the next one?
Keyword.
Keyword, right? The next one is like a keyword arguments. Okay, this is also important. Just see. Now I'm going to write some code. It is valid or invalid, just you only tell. Okay, na? Here sum. Okay, let me write one more function. Okay, df fn a comma b print a and print b. Okay, right. Here fn, okay na, 10. You know the error. You can get like what? A value 10, b value 20. You know that one also. Okay, if you write like this, get the error. You know that one also. Two positions are there, you supplied like 3. Two positions are there, you supplied like 1. Then the time also you can get the error. So here 2010. What is my A value? What is my B value? General, come on, don't think more.
A20 beta.
Value 20, B value 10 or not. See here. Exactly in the first position you pass it like 20. Second position you pass it like 10. So that A value 20, B value 10. Okay, everyone knows that. So the thing is, okay, now I don't want to change this one. First value 20 only. Second value 10 only. But my first value should go to B. My second value should go to A. Possibility there or not there? If you write like this. If you write the code like this only, possibility there or not there? If you write like this only the code, there is no possibility na. Always first position 20, second position is like 10. But my question is what? 20 should go to B, 10 should go to A. If you write like this only, possibility there or not there? 100% not there. Yes or no? But you can do one thing. Okay, here 20 and here 10 is there. No? Can you give this value to my B? Can you give this value to my A? If you run this one, my A value is what? 10, B value is what? 20 or not? Yes or no? First thing is like syntactically, this is valid or invalid while calling a function. See this. While calling a function directly, values you can pass it. Okay, if you pass directly value, okay, based on the positions, first value go to first position argument, second value go to second position argument. But here you pass it like direct values. Tell me, you pass it like direct values? No, right? You not pass direct values. Here, how you pass the values? How you pass the values? See this in the key value pair format. Now, first value 20 na pass to which parameter, which argument? B. So that can I write B value like 20? The second argument A, right? Okay, which value you want me to pass? 10. Can I pass A value like 10? Here, order matters or not matter? Here order matters. Okay, first one 20, so that A value 20. Second one is like 10, B value 10. But here order matters. Line number 5, order matters or not? But what about line number 6? Here order matters or not? Tell me. Here line number 6, order matters here or not? Come on. Order matters here or not? See here, I'm not passing A value like 20, 10 first, but still my A value is like what? Print A. What is my A value? What is my A value? 10 only or not? So you can pass the argument values. Okay, that means while calling a function, you can pass the values with my argument keys also or not. So what is my key here? Just think, what is my key here? A. So my A value is like 10. Okay, what is my key here? B. What is my B value? 20. Here it is going to consider the keys. It's not considered the order. Okay, first key is what? B. So that my B value is what? 20. They passed. Position not a matter here. My key is what? A. What is the value? 10. So my A value is like 10. Like this, it's going to pass or not. So syntactically, while calling a function directly, you can pass the values, 100% values. Okay, while calling a function with my parameter keys also, you can supply the values or not. Whenever you pass the values while calling a function with the keys, those arguments we can say like a keyword arguments. Understood or not? Agreed everyone? Come on. Agreed or not? Okay, now answer tell me. What is the answer? Exact answer tell me. Exact answer.
Positional error.
Second, it gives me a result or gives me an error.
Error.
Right. What is that error? Here you supplied values now. You supplied keyword arguments now. It's not a matter. First of all, how many positions you have to my function fn? A, B. Two positional arguments are there. How many you supplied? 1,
3.
2, 3. There has a mismatch is there, right? So that my function fn, okay, my function fn has two positional arguments, but given 3 or not, that kind of error you can get it or not. Yes or no? Okay, here the values. Okay, it's a keyword arguments. The error message is like something like this. Unexpected keyword argument is like C. But the actual, okay, you know one of the error message. What is that error message? If you pass like this, 10, 20, 30, what is the error message? Normal values if you supply. This is the error message.
Positional.
But now you pass it like which kind of values? A equals to, come on, keyword arguments you passed. B equals to 20, A equals to 10. Okay, this is valid. But C equals to 30. That keyword argument there or not there? Keyword argument there or not there? Come on, there or not there? No, right? So can you read that error message again? Unexpected keyword argument C. C argument there or not there? Not there or not. So it gives me an error. Agreed everyone? Come on. If you use like a keyword arguments, order, it's not a matter. Okay. with the key and value pair format, you have to pass the argument. Agreed? Come on. Okay, one more. Then, no, no, come on. Now,
Missing positional argument.
they're expecting one more, but it is not supplied, right? Okay, here B is like a normal value now. B is like a keyword argument. It is not a matter. B is not supplied at least. B is not supplied at least. Yes or no? B value is not supplied. Everyone agreed? So that you can get the error is like what? One, okay, positional argument, one missing, one required positional argument, that is like B or not. Yes or no? So can anyone answer this one? Why this error like this? Why not like keyword argument? Now it is valid or invalid? Is valid or invalid? Is valid or invalid? Anyone? Hmm? It is valid or invalid?
Valid.
Okay, invalid. Why? Because it's a syntax error. There is no reason, nothing. See, the positional arguments follows always keyword arguments. But here what happened? My keyword argument follows this positional argument or not? Yes or no? So it is like 100% invalid. So can anyone tell me? As he said, now my normal value, okay, first position value follows the keyword argument or not? Here, valid or invalid? Hmm? Valid or invalid?
Invalid.
Valid? No,
No, invalid.
invalid, right? What is why invalid? Tell me. You're right, invalid only. Why
Keyword
invalid?
not for one of the argument you passed the keyword first. First.
Okay, this
Keyword
kind
argument
of
for
error, this kind of error you can get it. This kind of error you can get it. Okay, now tell me why. You are able to supply the B value or not? You are able to supply the B value or not? You are not, right? How many values you supply to the A? My first position value is like 100. Okay, again you pass the value to whom? A only or not? That means you passed two values, multiple values to my first positional parameter or not? Yes or no? Come on.
Yes.
Okay, that's the reason. Okay, multiple values you can get it for the argument what? A or not? Agreed? Okay, can we write one by one? Yeah, we can write it. The first one is like a positional argument. Okay, so if you know the normal function syntax, okay, you know about the positional argument, is not a big deal. Okay, you have a function, function sum. Here two parameters we have. Okay, here print a plus b, for example. Okay, now positional arguments. First position A, second position B. These two we can say like what? Positional arguments only or not? First position A, second position B. If you pass like 10 comma 20, no problem at all. If you pass like a sum 10, then the time you can get like what? You supplied one argument, one value for first position, but second position you not supplied. That the reason you can get the error is like what? You can get the error is what? Missing one positional parameter or not? Yes or no? Missing one positional argument or not? Missing, okay, one positional argument or not? Yes or no? If you write like this 10 comma 20 comma 30, have two positions only, positional arguments, supplied how many? Three. You can get this error or not? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, if you pass like some 20 comma 200 comma 10, 200 is like which value? A. B value is what? 10. Here order matters or not. First position which value, that value go to my first positional argument. Second position which value, that value go to second positional argument or not. Here order matters or not. Yes or no? Come on. Order matters here or not? Tell me. This is about positional arguments. Next keyword arguments, tell me. Keyword. Come on. Keyword arguments. Same function only you can take it. Same function only you can take it. Yes. Tell me. Sum A equals to 10, B equals to 20. 20. Valid or invalid? Keyword arguments we are going to pass to my function while calling with the key value pairs. Here key is always your positional argument name. Okay, first position, what is the name? A. Second position, what is the name? B. So the key is always like what? The function argument name or not? Yes or no? Now, the first one, this statement is valid or invalid? Valid or invalid? Valid. What is my A value? A is 10, B is 20 or not? If I write like this, sum B equals to 10, A equals to 20, then it is also valid, right? What is my A value? A is 20 and B is 10 or not? Here order not a matter. Based on this particular keys only they supplied the values or not. Yes or no? Come on. Sum A equals to 10, 20. Valid or invalid? Valid or invalid? Invalid, right? What is that? What is the error message? What is the error message?
Argument follows key.
Positional argument should follow keyword arguments or not. Yes or no? So that it is invalid. The next one, sum 20 comma A equals to 10. Now valid or invalid?
Invalid.
Invalid, right? What is that error?
Multiple values cannot be
Supply multiple values to A or not. Values to A parameter or not. A argument or not. Yes or no? A argument. Agree with me? Sum valid or invalid?
Invalid.
100% valid, right? Valid, right? What is my A value? First position value is what? 20. So A value is like 20. The next one, what is supplied? B value. B value is what? 20. 20 plus 20. 40. That is not an issue, right? Yes, sir. Agreed with me all or? Okay. Okay then. Now. Valid or invalid?
Valid.
Invalid. What is that? Unexpected C values. Okay, unexpected C or not. Okay, can you check here? Unexpected keyword argument C. You don't have a C argument. We don't have, right? We don't have, right? Okay, now here valid or invalid? Valid or invalid?
Valid.
One parameter, right? This is also invalid or not? This is also invalid or not? Missing one parameter or not? Missing one positional argument is like B or whatever it is. Agreed? Everyone agreed with me? Okay, so you can ask a question. Hey, there has directly we can supply the values. There has through keyword arguments also you can supply the values. So when you can go with this one, when you can go with this one. Directly you can supply the values. The next one is like through keyword arguments also you can supply the values. When you can go with this, when you can go with this one. Come on. Very simple. I have some values. I have some values. But here only values only there. See this. I have only the values. Then the time there is no other option for us. Okay, better to go with what? Better to go with what? Positional arguments or not? Okay, sometimes what happened, for example, dictionary, in which format we have? The data is like a key value pairs. My keys are like a functional parameters. If the data you have only values, you can go with the positional. Sometimes I have in my hand, I have the data in key value pairs. My keys are like what? My parameter names, my argument names. In that case, you want me to convert key values into values, or you want me to pass like a keyword argument? So which one is recommended one? Which one is like valid? Come on, in your hand the data is in which format? Key value where format you have. For example, think, okay, now the order not a matter. Okay, which one is like first, which one is like last, it's not a matter. Order is not a matter. In that case, you have the data in the key value pair format. Okay, the values are coming from the database or some other place it is coming. Okay, the values, the key values, the order is not a matter for me. First one, which one you have to okay, keep first, which one you have to keep last, that is not a matter for me. Okay, how many parameters? 6 parameters, 6 values, 6 key values are there. Okay, order if not considerable, order is not a matter. In that case, if your requirement is like that, then the time you can go with what? Keyword arguments or not. I have the key value pairs in my hand. Okay, some are like, okay, order I don't know. Order I don't know which one is like first you have to pass, second one, okay, which one you have to pass like last, I don't know the order. In that case, will it work or not work? The values are coming dynamically. Okay, they followed order or not follow, I don't know. Okay, me also don't know about the order. In that case, okay, which one is recommended one? Which one is recommended one? You can go with the keyword arguments or not. Okay, sometimes, okay, important thing is like, see, some other person written a function like this. Definition: sum a comma b. Some other person written, you not, some other person written. Okay, some other person written. Now you are the person. Okay, you want to use that sum. Okay, if you want to use it, you can pass like this or not. Yes or no? You can pass like this or not. Okay, here, for example, a minus like this I will. val val1 equals to a minus 10. 2 is equals to b plus 1. Okay, this time I'm going to write like this. Now finally return val1 plus val2. Okay, now see that this is my function is looks like this. If I pass like this, what is my output? This is written by some other person. I am the person I written, you are the person want to use it. So what is the output? Tell me, what is my a value? 10. What is my b value? 20. 10 minus 10, 0. 20 plus 1, 21. So finally, what is my value?
21.
21 is my value. Okay, perfect. Okay, there is no doubt at all. It's 100% correct. So you are the user, I am the creator, right? So as a creator, I have some requirement. My requirement is something like change. Okay, something change like this. Think like this. If I change like this, for example, it is impact all my users or not? Yes or no? It is impact all users or not? Now tell me, what is my b value? What is my b value? Tell me. First position, what is my b value? 10. What is my a value? 20. 20 minus 10, 10. 20 minus 10. Okay, here, for example, it's 30 or whatever it is. Okay, the val1 changed or not? Val1 in the previous, what is the value? What is my value? Val1. Come on. What is my value? In the past, 0. But now my val1 changed or not? My val2 also changed or not? Yes or no? The both values are changed or not? That means this guy is impacted or not? Yes or no? For example, okay, if you use keyword arguments, that time tell me. If you use like a keyword arguments, will you impact or not impact? Will you impact or not impact?
No impact.
There is no impact, right? Okay, this guy change the parameters, orders or positions how he want, no problem at all for this particular user. Okay, why? Because if you change here a position to third position, fourth position also, it is not considered the position, it considered what? The name or not. Here A, there or not there, so that it's applied which value? 10. B, there or not there, yes, the value is like what? 20, it's going to supply 10 minus 10 is like what? 0. Val 1 is like 0, val 2 is like 21. The answer is like 21 or not. Understood the case? Yes, no? Come on. Everyone agreed? Keyword arguments, how we can supply syntactically, all are comfort with this or not? Any questions, anyone? So terminology wise, formal arguments, actual arguments. Okay, that is one section, leave it. Formal arguments is nothing but, okay, whatever the names you mentioned at the time of function definition, whatever the values you pass, those are like an actual. Whatever the names you mentioned at the time of definition, those are like a formal. Done, finish. The next one is like positional arguments, is nothing but what? Okay, based on the position, first position you have to supply one value, second position you have to supply one value. Based on the positions, how many parameters, first position, second position, third position, three parameters are there, three positions are there, three values you have to supply. More or less, if you pass, you can get the error or not. It's a general thing. Okay, that time you can get like a positional argument error or not. Got my point? That is one. Next one, you can supply the values while calling a function with the key value pair format also or not. My key is always like what? Your argument names. You can also supply like this. If you supply with the keys, the values, we can say like what? Keyword arguments or not. Agreed? Tell me, all are okay or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, then. The next one is what? The next one is what?
Variable argument.
Default argument. So variable length argument. That's okay. Default argument. Okay. So I want to write a function to find the product cost. To find the product cost. Okay. But here the thing is, my product cost, any item is like 100 rupees only, for example. Think like that. For example, you take like two products. Okay. 2 into 100, 200. Just you have to return. So my question is very simple, straight question. Write a function. Okay. Calculate the cost. Calculate the cost. Okay. Calculate the cost means you can write business logic, whatever it is. That particular function should return that cost to me. Or because you have to pay, right? So you have to write a function. Okay. Calculate the product cost. Okay. Here the product cost is like any item is like 100 rupees only. For example, to take like three items, your cost should be 300. That particular 300 you have to return it back. That is the requirement. Tell me how we can do it. Write a function, calculate the product cost. Here the product cost is like 100 rupees only. Okay, calculate the product's cost. If you take like two products, okay, the output should be 200, like that. Can you write? Come on. Definition. Come on. Calculate function, calculate cost, product cost. Calculate cost. Which take how many parameters? Can anyone guess? First person take two products. Okay, then that time. Second person take like 10 products. Then that time. Come on. Number of products. Okay, quantity, right? Okay, quantity. The next one is what? Okay, number of products, you can say. Number of products. Next. Product cost, right? Product cost or not. Okay, next. What do you have to do? You have to return what? You have to return what? Number of products into product cost or not. General thing. Yes or no? But here the thing is the product cost is how much? Here the thing is the product cost is how much? Any product you can take it, the product cost is how much? 100 rupees only or not? So person one, first person, okay, he take like 3 products. So how we can calculate? Function, calculate cost. Number of products, how many? 3. Product cost is how much?
100.
100 or not? Done. Na? So you can get the value is like what? 300 or not? Second person, okay, calculate cost. 4 items he taken. Product cost is how much? 400. Okay. Now my question is very simple, straight question. Any number of customers, okay, can purchase the product. You can pass the number of items, how many items you purchased. Okay, you have to pass it. That is like vary from one person to another person. But one value is like common for each and every person or not? Yes or no? Come on. One value is like common or not? What is that value? My product cost is like common or not? Yes or no? Come on. If my product cost is like common for all the customers, then why I need to pass every time? Can I do one thing? Can I set the default value for this particular product cost? Possibility there or not there?
There.
Okay, now function calculate cost. The first parameter is like what? 3. So that number of products is like 3. Second one you passed or not passed? Second one you passed or not passed? Not passed. If you not pass, it is immediately not throw an error and it is going to check is there any default value you set or not. If you not set, what is the error? Missing one positional parameter or not? Yes or no? First position you passed, second position you not passed, right? Missing one positional parameter value or not? Yes, no. If you write like this, then what happened? It is not throw an error and it is going to check for this particular parameter, for this particular positional parameter, did they assign any value, default value or not? If they assigned, then the type they take this default value so that my product cost is like what, 100 or not? Agreed? Come on. Okay, now for example, third person, he take 5 products, but his product cost is like 200. Then the time if I write like 200, then what is it, valid or invalid?
Multiple arguments for product cost.
That means it's an error. Okay, 100% valid. So what happened, first value is like what? Everyone knows. What is my number of products? 5. Now second value is what? 200. So whenever you supplied the value, then the time it is not considered the default value. Okay, when it is going to consider the default value means if you not supply, then only it is going to consider the default value. So now 5 is my first parameter. The second one is like 200 you supplied, so that my 100 is not considerable. So number of products 5 into 200 is like 1000 is my correct answer. Got my point? When my default value is going to take means if they not supplied, then only it's going to take the default value. If they're not supplied, there is no default value, then the time it gives me a positional argument error or not. Yes, no. Okay, here the second parameter value is what? 100. Here second parameter is value is what? 100. But here the second parameter value is what? 100 or 200? You supplied 100 or 200? My second parameter value is like 200. Why? Because you supplied the value. If you not supply, then only default value it's going to take. If you supply, it is going to take your value or not. Agreed? Come on. All are okay? Okay, okay or not, everyone? Okay, so we can see the examples and everything in tomorrow's session. Okay, we'll continue remind things in tomorrow's session. Any questions, anyone so far? Day 1 to till today? Anyone have any questions? Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
No? Okay, then we'll continue my things in the next session. Thank you guys. Bye.